Asadus Sahra, the lion of the desert. He teach the people, he became a Quran teacher, he became a sheikh, he became a person of ilm and knowledge, and the whole area that he used to live in, one of the provinces of Libya, he was the most famous sheikh of that vicinity. When the Italians therefore invaded, Omar Al-Mukhtar was now in his late 50s, early 60s, right? So now a lifetime has gone by. And when the Italians invaded, the people went to him and they elected him to be their representative to fight against the Italians. So this was when an all-out offensive began that lasted more than a decade. Actually more than 2 decades. Omar Al-Mukhtar began fighting the Italians, but how are you going to fight a superpower when you don't have the weaponry, when they are 10 times your number? So Omar Al-Mukhtar began doing guerrilla warfare tactics. What is guerrilla warfare? Guerrilla warfare is you cut off the supply lines. Guerrilla warfare is you attack at night the people that are the warriors and the soldiers over there. So guerrilla tactics is not like head-to-head fighting. It is employing tactics where your small quantity comes into effect. Also, because Omar Al-Mukhtar knew the land, and because obviously he was a horse rider and he was somebody who knew the desert, he understood the best mechanisms to attack, the best lay of the land to use, and the Italian soldiers could not compete with that level of tactics. And this is why he wreaked havoc in Italian lines. Negotiations are taking place, and one of his own people asked him, like, why are you fighting? You're not going to win. You know you're not going to win against the Italians, right? And he gave a famous answer. He said, I will fight as long as I can and I will die. And if I die, I will leave behind others who will fight. For me, there is no such thing as surrender. I either win or I die. He gave this powerful example or metaphor. There's no such thing as surrender. For me, I either win or I die. I will not live a coward. And in Italy, one of the worst fascist dictators of human history, and that is, of course, Mussolini. Mussolini comes into power. So Mussolini comes into power when Omar Al-Mukhtar is waging war against the Italians. And Mussolini gives the green light to his general. His general is Rodolfo Graziani. Graziani is a household name in Italy. Everybody hates him. He is one of the worst generals of humanity because zero compassion. And of course, Mussolini tells him, do as you please. So Graziani employed what is called a scorched earth policy. Scorched earth policy means no mercy. We will not take any prisoners. Everybody will die that comes across us. We will kill men, women, and children. We will kill animals. We will scorch the earth. We will get rid of the trees. We will make the land uninhabitable. This is the scorched earth policy that Graziani used against the Italians. And to give you one simple example, and Graziani started concentration camps for the first time in that region. He literally, just like you see in the videos, and here's another issue. Why is it that when we say concentration camps, only one peoples come in and only one land comes in, right? The fact of the matter is these concentration camps were before the ones in Germany. These concentration camps were before the ones under the Nazis. And hundreds of thousands of people were housed there with poor water, no sanitation, no medicine. The UN, not the UN, sorry, the other organization, what we call them before the UN, the League of Nations, they estimated over 40% of the people in these concentration camps died. 40%. Because why? They didn't have food, they didn't have water, they didn't have medicine, cholera, typhoid, all types of diseases. There are pictures of these concentration camps. We're talking about 1930, 1931, 1932. There are pictures, there's video footage. Finally, in 1931, they set up an ambush and they managed to capture Omar Al-Mukhtar in September. They captured Omar Al-Mukhtar, and because they didn't want any chance of escape or any media propaganda, within 2 days, a sham trial, literally it was a media circus, all the media was there, they paraded Omar Al-Mukhtar around everywhere, and then within 2 days they just decided to, or of course it was a done deal, they were going to execute him. And in the trial, all of the reporters, they remarked that the persona of Omar Al-Mukhtar exuded dignity and nobility. He never once indicated any fear, any type of, cowardice. There was coming from him courage and dignity even as he's in his shackles. And the Italian reporters are remarking about this. There's so many. He answered calmly that I have no regrets. I am not the criminal. You are the criminals here. I have done nothing wrong. I defended my land. I defended my people. I defended my religion. I have done nothing wrong. You are the criminals that have come and invaded my land here. And the way he responded with that courage and dignity, it shook even the reporters and the people in the room there. And the generals and the military leaders, even though they hated him, and he stood on the gallows that he was going to be hanged by, and he said the kalima in a calm and dignified voice, and he met his end. Literally, today is the day, 93 years ago in 1931, when he met his end, and inshallah ta'ala, he died the death of a shaheed.